So welcome to the Western Province Cricket Club A pitch here in Cape Town for the over-60s World Cup match in Pool B between South Africa, Spirit of Masters team, and Scotland. So we're about to get underway. Scotland in their familiar blue kit, and they will play from left to right, and South Africa in the green and gold, which will play from the right to left. So Scotland start off and play the ball deep into South African territory. And South Africa will look to work their way out of here. Scotland go deep and look to play left. Under a bit of pressure, and they lose the ball. So South Africa work the way into the Scotland 23-meter area, and it's a deploy who just finds the foot and works it nicely into the D. Deploy was still on the ball at the top of the D, works another free hit. So free hit 5 meters out from the D. Ball has to go 5 meters. It does. Played wide. Deploy again on the ball, looking for a free hit, doesn't get it, goes over the baseline for a 16-yard hit to Scotland. So thank you for joining us out here. More matches of this World Cup being streamed. You can watch it all on YouTube. My name is Murray Anderson, and I'll be doing all the matches this afternoon here at Western Province Cricket Club A pitch. South Africa just trying to win ball in the midfield. Unforced error, and Scotland will come at them. Little inside ball that works well for Scotland. Pat Lindsay, who just gets it in the wide areas, plays it under the shoulder. Umpire just making sure the ball is played on the right, put into the right area for the restart. And it's Martin who plays in again for Lindsay. South Africa win possession, come out down the left-hand side. And they try to get out by Schlachter. Scotland win the ball again through Martin, putting a lot of pressure on the South African defence. Ramsey, the captain, again gets the cross in. It's loose. Shot comes in. Hits the South African defender. So, Ali Ramsey, the captain of Scotland, does well through the self-pass, getting it into the circle, getting the cross in. The shot is fired. And it hits number 22, McCain, on the leg. And therefore, a penalty corner to Scotland. And we're about 3 minutes into this match. So Scotland looking to draw first blood with their first short corner of the game. The umpire just hurrying up the South African defence. So the injection comes in the form of a hit. And there's been a break from Golach, South Africa, so she'll be told to go to the halfway line. So South Africa down to 3 players at a goalkeeper, 4 in defence. Injection from Scotland again. It's going to come in with a hit. It's stopped. Shot comes in. It's saved. Rebound not gathered. South Africa goalkeeper Rocky Jacobs saving with the left foot. Captain of South Africa is Karen Green. And South Africa are trying to work the counter-attack through Sharon Nell. So deploy it on the ball. Whenever there's a hit, they seem to get deploy on the ball. She likes to carry it and try win hits in a very upright manner. Very distinctive manner of playing. And now Scotland, O'Neill Fawcett running the ball into the wide areas, looking for support. She finds Harkins. Harkins holds it up. Harkins is under pressure from Slachter. Ball gets played in, and it's deemed to be deliberately played over the baseline. So it's another penalty corner to Scotland. So Scotland did well to play it left, get the ball into those wide channels, carry it, turn, spin, get the ball into those danger areas in the 9-yard area of the South African D. So South Africa taking their time to get their protective gear on. Scotland's third corner. Stop is good. They flip, it comes, but it's deemed too high. So Ali Ramsey, the captain of Scotland, is on the D, and it was slipped nicely to the left. And there was no South African defender there, so Scotland's number 55, Jude Martin, had lots of time to execute that skill, but unfortunately she lifts it. South Africa will have to think about their defense for the next corner. Maybe send a 3 out in a diamond formation just to negate that pass to the left. So it's the captain, Ali Ramsey. He's instrumental in most things that Scotland do at this stage. Carrying the ball, taking control. She does well. She gets the ball to Jude Martin, who now is going to drive to the byline. Looks to get the cross in, does. It's helped on by Harkins. And there's just no one to latch onto that ball on the far post. But it's good play by Scotland. Ali Ramsey passing that ball down the line. Jude Martin really looking good, picking it up, getting the cross in. South Africa will have to reorganize, and it comes through McCain, who's going to start proceedings off. She plays to the left-hand side. Scotland will love this because they will try and isolate the left half. They do, and they intercept. South Africa luckily keep possession on the left-hand side of the field. South Africa just seem to be coughing up possession again down the left-hand side. The whistle's gone. Umpire warns South Africa and says, do not play the ball after the whistle, otherwise you might spend some time in the naughty corner. So it's Williamson. Gets it to Ali Ramsey. Ramsey out left. Again, Scotland used that wide left-hand channel well. O'Neill Fawcett passes it into Beattie, and Beattie holds up possession, wins possession for Scotland. Good sustained pressure from Scotland at this stage. 9 minutes left in this first quarter. It's all been Scotland. South Africa struggling to get their way out of defence. Scotland happy for South Africa to play it left, then isolate, step, and put the press on. South Africa now win ball. So it's Slachter that wins ball for South Africa. It could have been Miles, sorry, Marinda Miles. From my vantage point, sometimes it's quite hard to see numbers, but we try our best. So Scotland play the ball in to Ramsey. Ramsey carries, looks to engage, looking to find a corner, goes to the byline, looking for feet now, or to link. Gets the ball across. South Africa deal pretty well with it. The defense smashes the ball down the middle. So Scotland come back again as South Africa win ball but don't execute their passes out of defense pretty well. It's a wild swing and the ball goes down the middle, and then another wild tackle, and they concede the corner. So Ali Ramsey on the top for the stop for Scotland. So there's another break, I think, for South Africa. Umpires just warned South Africa, so they will have one less person or fewer person on the line. Scotland need to exploit that. They used the slip to the left previously, but the injection is hooked. So with that, South Africa off the hook. And now they look to play the ball through deploy. Deploy goes wide. So no connections on the transition. And now quite a high press from South Africa. That's good. Showing good intent to win ball back. Scotland can have very few options out of there, and so they resort to smashing it and get the ball off the South African stick, so they retain possession. They do much better now by a little pop and a 1-2 combination, and they work it down the left-hand side. Lindsay working it nicely to the top of the D to BT, who shoots and scores. Well worked by Scotland down the left-hand side, coming in on the angle, getting it to BT. And BT smashes it home. Scotland 1-0 up. And well-deserved. It's been Scotland all the way through. South Africa put a high press on, but Scotland worked their way beautifully out of that. And BT, with acres of space at the top of the D, takes her time, executes it beautifully, and places the ball in the corner. And Scotland are 1-0 up here in Cape Town. So South Africa look to get themselves back into the game. Again, the ever-present deploy, instrumental in everything South Africa does. Scotland out to McNabb. McNabb under pressure from Riddle. Riddle working well down, trying to apply pressure on the Scottish midfield. So well intercepted by South Africa. Harkin is just trying to thread that ball through to the high-lying striker. It was South Africa's number 26, Sue Pitheret, who intercepted that ball well. So McNabb plays it down the line, finds Harkins. Harkins in behind the back four of South Africa. The cross comes in and to the far post, and a goal scored. Well worked down the right-hand side this time from Scotland. Get to the top of the D and play the ball to the far corner for the tip-in. I just need to find a number there, but I think it's could be BT again who scores for Scotland. No, it's number 45. It's O'Neill Fawcett who scores another own goal for Scotland. So the first goal scored by Angie Beattie. Second goal from open play from O'Neill Fawcett, Mo O'Neill Fawcett, in the perfect position. Textbook hockey that, down the right to the top of the D. far post, goal. And now it's Scotland through Darling, Nikki Darling, who gets into the D but just can't retrieve it. It comes off a South African defender, so it's a long corner to Scotland. So we're coming up for 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. It's been Scotland who have dominated proceedings here at Western Province A. Ramsey gets it out wide. It finds O'Neill Fawcett. If she goes back, this is good play from Scotland, retaining possession for longer periods in the game. Now, they look to thread in. Turn. South African defender fell over there. Rig. And the umpire says that, well, she was tripped by one of the Scottish strikers. So South Africa get possession and they will try come out through McCain. And again, it goes left. Scotland will press high now. So Piderit finds the Scottish foot and works it up. Deploy on the ball, deploy under a lot of pressure, flips it and flips it into touch. Looking for Steyn. Just can't find Steyn. South Africa on 5 meters, so Scotland now move forward. And that's McNabb does well. And a long corner, South Africa under tremendous pressure with only a minute to go. South African defense are congesting that middle area. And Scotland are finding good space out wide. They look left again. And they go through Taylor now. And that's well worked by Lindsay, who turns on the ball. South Africa win the ball through Deploy. Deploy seems to be everywhere on this field, but initially was up in the midfield, and now she's been working hard in defense as well. So she's got her work cut out for herself. And often in these games, when you're under the cosh a bit, you find your midfielders coming back into their defense, and when you win the ball, you've got no one up front. And it gets harder and harder to get out of defense when all your players are playing so deep. So Riddle. So the hooter goes here, and the first quarter is finished. Scotland are 2-0 up through goals by Angie Beattie and Mo O'Neill Fawcett. Join us after the break for the second quarter. Scotland dominant in the first quarter, going up 2 goals to the good. Now, South Africa need to retain some possession and need to work themselves up into this game. Deploy loses the ball in the midfield. Scotland pouncing it. They go aerial. Game is still on, and a lovely little pass out wide. Darling with the ball, plays in, and the umpire says the ball was played deliberately over the baseline, so it is a short corner to Scotland. So Scotland start the second quarter where they finished off the first. They've exploited the left and right-hand side of South Africa. They've attacked and scored the goal from the left to right, the first goal, and then from right to left, the second goal. And they've also, on their press, made South Africa play left to the left half and then isolated the left half and put a lot of pressure. So, the injection, Ramsey decides to go with the push, rather. Captain decides that the hit is not 100% certain. But that's well charged down by South Africa. Scotland come back at South Africa through McNabb. So McCain looks to set up out of defense. The crash ball through the middle. Deploy on the ball. Again. Crash ball from Deploy. Now South Africa unfortunately hits the back stick of Steyn. South Africa looking to string 2 or 3 passes together, and that would be key. They've resorted to crash ball rather than maybe some shorter ball from front stick to front stick, just holding possession for longer periods. And they go the aerial route into the Scottish midfield. Scotland look to change the point of attack, and they do so through O'Neill Fawcett, the goal scorer. Ramsey. McNabb. And O'Neill Fawcett just losing the ball there, but good interplay from Ramsey and McNabb to O'Neill Fawcett. McCain now looking to hit it up. And Steyn trying to retrieve ball for South Africa. Steyn frustrated with the decision from the umpire. Scotland go through Beattie. Beattie plays to the captain, Ali Ramsey. Ali Ramsey drives. Just looking for support, and she runs out of support, and the cover defense comes in for South Africa. So good cover defense from Marinda Miles from South Africa. Just mops up things behind her defenders. South Africa need to now push up some numbers and put some pressure on Scotland. And now they play back and try and suck the Scottish defensive lines out. Scotland hold their numbers. The ball gets played down towards Steins. Just needed someone to run on that lateral run to pick up the ball. So high press employed once again by South Africa. Scotland still go through the middle. doesn't seem to worry them, and they were able to hit the ball and find O'Neill Fawcett, who turns to Ramsey. Ramsey then finds Lindsay, and Kane just blocks the middle of the field there and plays it out wide to relieve some pressure. Deploy, turns. Scotland just overloading in certain areas, and South Africa don't have an answer to it. So every time a South African player gets the ball, she's surrounded by 3 Scottish players who congest space and time on the ball, making it incredibly difficult. Once again, Deploy gets the ball. Now 3 players around her and no outlet. Well, the ball is played back and won by Scotland. Good interplay with Darling on the ball, plays it across, looking for the finish on the far post. Shot comes into the left foot, rebound, and the short corner is awarded. Some nice interplay down the right, with Darling playing the ball in, getting it back again, getting herself into a nice area behind the back 4 on the baseline, gets the cross in. Shot comes in from far wide. South African keeper up to the task. It's Rocky Jacobs. So Darling will inject for Scotland. And Pat Lindsay is on the top of the D. Ramsey stops. Lindsay plays it to the right on the zigzag. Back to Lindsay. She fires. Good save. So Rocky Jacobs with a good save there, negating the little zigzag from Scotland. So under 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Scotland looking for number 3 as they come back in another blue wave into the D. Comes back for the 45. The pass comes in. Touch from Darling. And Rocky Jacobs makes a desperate save on the line, and a short corner is awarded. So they use the zigzag in the last corner. They might just use Taylor on the left slip. Or are they going to go for the straight hit from Pat Lindsay? Ball stopped. It does in fact go left for the slip. It's blocked by South Africa. And Ramsey wins it on the top. Now she'll go herself. Has she gone 5 meters? No. Tackles made by Pederit, and Pederit hits it out. Unfortunately enough, comes with a Scottish stick, so South Africa will retain possession. Much needed possession at this stage. Ooh, the umpire may have got that wrong as it hits the water to Scotland. It goes down the baseline. Ball played in. Umpire says it's a long corner, not intentionally played over the baseline. And McNabb will start. McNabb out to Darling. Darling plays it in. McCain plays it out wide. Darling back again. Wins a corner, a long corner. You feel South Africa just need to step higher onto the Scottish runners now. There's no one between the ball and the goals. They're all positioned wide, and you just feel that someone needs to step out and block the angle that the Scottish player has. So literally 5 meters from the Scottish player between the ball and the goals, and step and block that area and make sure that the only pass they have is a square pass rather than a 45 ball or a direct run towards goal. South Africa just holding off in numbers rather than stepping in numbers up the field. So McNabb starts proceedings as Ramsey, the curator for Scotland, down to Talach. Talach plays it in to Darling. Darling wins the ball. She runs again. Darling's full of running down the right-hand side. She works that area so well. Finds herself in good space. So just over 6 minutes left. It's all been Scotland, and they just haven't been able to get some more goals, as they've had enough possession and short corners to get that third one in. The first goal coming for Scotland through Angie Beattie, who collected on the top of the D and rammed it home. Beautiful strike. And then Mo O'Neill Fawcett scored a textbook goal as it went down the right-hand side. Was thread through beautifully by Darling and finished off nicely on the far post by O'Neill Fawcett. Every coach's dream goal. Right side attack, played to the top of the circle, thread to the far post, and just for the easy tip in. So South Africa look to work their way out of this left-hand area. They've struggled all day to get themselves out of that. Darling on the ball again. Turn, spin, and look for Lindsay. Works it to the byline. Good cross comes in. Looking for Harkins there, who was in a good position on the right shoulder of South African defender. South African defender, Pederit. Harkins working it again on the baseline. South Africa win the hit as umpire deems it to be shielding or blocking using her body. So McCain will get things going again. They need to start looking down the right-hand side. They need to start putting some passes together. And she goes long, and it is played into the middle. Scotland come through into that congested area that they create. They win ball in that midfield area and try and spread it wide. They lose it, but it's the right idea from Scotland. Deploy. Sorry, that's Eustace who wins the ball for South Africa. Darling again, wide ball for her, wins the long corner. McClaymont will get things going. Little 1-2. Martin just rolls the ball over the baseline, looking for the connection with Darling. South Africa pinned back in this left-hand side corner. They've had a torrid time today trying to get themselves out of that. Steyn wins the ball. South African fringe again in those areas. McDove with a smash. Steyn. Now South Africa look to break out. And they break out through Barnard, and then the ball's played inside, and fortunately no one is on in that inside channel. Another ball to Darling, who's had a great second quarter, played into the baseline. Ball comes back. Oh, just can't find a stick. Scotland lining up here. The shot should come in. It comes in from number 57. It's McClymont, but it's blocked by South Africa, and South Africa win the hit. South Africa put it to the left-hand side, lose possession. It's about time they look to play deep round the back and round the outside. Trying to go right. South Africa didn't retreat 5 meters, so short corner to Scotland. So Darling will inject. We've got Lindsay on the stop. And we've also got McClymont on the stop. And it looks like that Lindsay is going to be on the top of the circle as the striker. So it's Pat Lindsay who takes it on the stick. Looks for options, sends it out wide to McClymont. McClymont plays it in, and it's a goal! Good pass from McClymont. I'm just looking for a number here, but that was a well-taken goal on the penalty flick spot. And it could be by Pat Lindsay, who fired that back into the goals. She got herself into a really good position from the short corner variation and just gets it on that P-flick spot and is able to fire home. No, it's number 48. It's Harkins who scores the goal. So Harkins scores from a penalty corner variation as the hooter sounds for half-time. So Scotland find themselves 3-0 up going into the half-time break. Goals by, well, the first goal came from Angie Beattie, top of the circle. Second goal by Mo O'Neill Fawcett, and now, seconds ago, it's Lynn Harkins who fired in from the P-flick spot from a variation from a short corner. So at half-time, it's Scotland 3, South Africa, Spirit of Masters 0.
We are fascinated by the mindsets and the habits that make individuals and teams perform at another level. Let us be your thought partners and transformational coaches. Are you part of a team and you are wanting to gain insight into what ingredients need to be in the mix to take your team to a whole new level of performance? Partner with us. We want to be your transformational coaches.
At thehockeysite.com, it's about what happens in the locker room, thinking about the game. It's about planning and preparation, and about training and improving those skills, looking at it from different angles. But of course, it's also about teaching them to score and win. Thehockeysite.com. Share the knowledge.
So we're about to get underway for this Pool B match in the women's over 60s here in Cape Town on Western Province Cricket Club A pitch. It's Scotland versus South Africa, Spirit of Masters team. And South African Spirit of Masters side find themselves 3-0 down at half time. As Scotland come away with the ball through their captain, Ali Ramsey, who's had a brilliant game so far, marshalling everything from the midfield. South Africa have just had precious little ball, and every time they've had the ball, they've been swarmed with, congested and closed down by the Scottish, who've overloaded certain areas to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the South African team. South Africa have also resorted to playing the ball left to outside left half continually and just couldn't find the way out of that left half channel. So South Africa need to work their way back into this half. And that's a bit better because they string 2 or 3 passes together. Again, they've given ball away. Ali Ramsey turns, looks, plays it out wide. Nicely played by McClaymont into the circle and should win the corner. The umpire allows advantage for the Scottish to attempt a shot at goal. And number 44, McNabb, has that shot, which does go wide. So McCain will strike the ball out of the defensive zone. It's played up high into Scottish territory, who go on the inside to Ramsey. Ramsey initially beats her player and is unceremoniously hacked by Golach. Golach putting a lot of pressure on Mandy New. And McDove under a bit of pressure as well, which is better from South Africa as the strikers start putting pressure on. But it's again Scotland that come out from that pressure on top. Another unforced error wide by Scotland, and they lose the ball over the sideline. They are playing at the hottest time of the day here, the 12 o'clock match. There's a nice breeze, the southeaster's blowing. This is the time of the year where the southeaster does pick up in the afternoons here in Cape Town, and there's quite a chilly wind, but the sun's out. Now the shot comes into the area where Lindsay tries to pick up for Scotland, and it's cleared wide by Miles. Marinda Miles picks it up, takes it to the reverse stick and slots it over the sideline. Scotland come back on a wave of attack. Captain moves the ball in on the diagonal run, looks to find a foot or get the cross in. She does so. The shot comes in, played off the goalkeeper's pads. O'Neill forced it with the shot, and the regimentals sort of regulation, should I say, save from Rocky Jacobs. The ball gets played straight into the defensive area of midfield of Scotland, and they come back at South Africa, but there's another unforced error from them. So here we go, back to the left-hand side. Scotland then put the press and try and isolate, which they do once again. South Africa don't seem to learn their lesson. The ball comes down to the baseline. South Africa win the hit. Scotland set up once again, looking for South Africa to play left, which they play right. It just doesn't go to stick. So South Africa are pinned back once again in their own defensive last quarter zone. One through McDove. McDove plays it in to Martin, who turns nicely, and she looks to just thread a ball out wide, and she does so beautifully. Gets a little touch there, I think, by the goal scorer, Mauve O'Neill Fawcett. South Africa now attempt the hit down the line. It's slightly hooked, so the ball goes out. Good turn. Excellent turn from Martin. Takes it left, puts it on the front stick, gets the ball in, and very well played by her. McNabb just can't gather. I like the way she came on the inside and then went burst of pace around the outside, gets the cross in. McNabb in the right position, just can't get the shot away as it bounces off the stick. So McCain looking for options. Plays it out wide. Finds Stain. Scotland on the sideline. Ramsey looking for options. Only option she's got is this 45-degree ball, which is well played to McClymont. McClymont again, winning ball for Scotland. McNabb. McNabb looking to fire away. Oh, the touch is there, they scored! Scotland score their 4th goal. And the goal was scored through O'Neill Fawcett, who should have had a second goal. The umpires just want to confer that maybe that did come off the back of the stick. South African players were saying the ball could have come off the back of the stick, and no goal is awarded. The ball did come across to Harkins. Harkins tried to score, but it sort of came off the wrong angle of a stick and went through to O'Neill Fawcett to put the ball home, but it seemed to have come off a player's reverse stick. So it's still 3-0. Harkins already scored in this game. Would be thinking, well, I should have put that in, but the ball was bobbling around a bit. It was a difficult ball for her to actually score. Always difficult as the pitch dries up. And here, big run in from the right-hand side by O'Neill Fawcett. Won by South Africa. So, what are the options for South Africa? Do they go into the midfield, out again to McNabb and try and move the ball wide? Or do they smash it down the middle? But they smash down the middle and they're going to get punished once again. That should be a penalty stroke. Well, they get away with it. Deliberate infringement in the circle should be a penalty stroke, but they get away with it. And it's a penalty corner to Scotland. Umpire probably thought that it wasn't deliberate. It was just a mistimed tackle. So he gives the benefit of the doubt to South Africa. And South Africa resorting now to go down the middle of the field. In Scotland, as they liked it when they went left, they have numbers in the midfield, so they're able to pick up the ball and come straight back at South Africa. McNabb at the top of the D. It's played in, she takes it. She looks to play the zigzag, plays in and gets the ball back again. Good save by Rocky Jacobs. Scotland back into the D. Ball comes in again. Fired in by Darling and a 16-yard hit. Sorry, umpire says it's Yes, it's quite right. 16-yard hit. Scotland thought they'd won themselves a long corner. So, Isel McCain goes right. And unfortunately, it comes off the stick of the outside right defender of South Africa. So ball to South Africa now on the right-hand side. Deploy with the ball. Just holding it up, looking for support. Ball gets played across out of defense. Scotland regather, look to play left, ball to the near post. McClymont does well to get that ball to the near post. Looking for Darling. The ever-present Darling up front. So the ball gets played through the 45-degree into that right inside midfield position. It's picked up again by Scotland. Ali Ramsey plays out to another wave of Scottish width and attack through Liz Williamson. She does well just to hold the ball up, turn, go back into neat skill. And that was well played by Scotland. She should have gone more for that, but that was lovely inside-outside pull from McNabb. Carries the ball so nicely. Good body position. And good turn of pace around the outside. Ali Ramsey plays it in now. We've got Talach on the ball. Back to Taylor. Taylor received the ball from Ramsey, played it back to Talach. Some good combination play from the Scots. Ramsey takes it upon herself. Goes into contact. Looks to go 5 again. Keeps the ball. Looking for support. Goes in, finds the foot, wins the corner. So South Africa has struggled to get out of defense. They've played left and been isolated. They've played right, and there were a lot of unforced errors down the right-hand side. They played down the middle, and Scotland have just read every move. So the ejection comes in. It's McNabb on the top of the D. We know that she could probably take it herself. She pushes it wide in for the zigzag, and a long corner is gained. Ramsey takes it upon herself. She goes into the D now. She's going to have the shot. It's saved by Rocky Jacobs. The rebound comes in, and the long corner. So plenty of work for Rocky Jacobs. And she's been good. She's made some telling saves today and kept the scoreline down. 3-0 to Scotland. Umpire wants the ball positioned properly before they play it. They look left. Taylor carries well and gets it into the danger zone. Oh, a little touch there. I think it came from Harkins. Ball back in again. South African defenders under pressure. The shot comes in. Again, another shot. seem to be high and wide, so dangerous. Well, South Africa dealt with the barrage of shots there, came in from the Scottish strikers. So under 3 minutes left in this third quarter. So Taylor runs at a defender, tries to thread it through. Well done by Deploy, I think. Ball gets put through. Now South Africa's first real opportunity to attack, which they do through Golach. Des Golach. Thread through from Deploy. South Africa in unfamiliar territory, which is high up in Scottish danger zone. So, what can they make of this? Deploy threads it through, and they find the foot of Ramsey, and it's a short corner to South Africa. So well worked by Deploy. Finds the left foot of the skipper, Ali Ramsey. So there's McCain at the top of the castle. It's Miles who looks like she will stop. Well, let's see what McCain can do. I'm sure she'll go in with a hit. The keeper from Scotland, Sue Cleaver, who's just standing there, holding up proceedings. There is a break. So Ali Ramsey's been told that she needs to go to the halfway line, and Scotland will only defend us with 3 out players and a goalkeeper. So 4 in total. South Africa need to think about a variation maybe, or how they're going to exploit that numerical advantage. McCain still on the top. Ball gets sent out. There's a bit of a bobble on the stop, and umpire says there could have been a little hand in there. So now Scotland break out on the counter attack. Ball's played in to Ramsey. It's won again, and Darling nearly gets it away, but they've won themselves a long corner. Darling not able to unleash that stick and get backlift there, and the whistle or the hooter goes, and that ends the third quarter. Scotland 3, South Africa, Spirit of Masters team 0. So join us after the break for the fourth and final quarter of this encounter between South Africa and Scotland.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
There goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people. It's just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. It will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.
So you're back live for the fourth quarter. South Africa's Spirit of Masters side versus Scotland. Scotland 3-0 up in this encounter. Ali Ramsey now plays the ball back out and wide to O'Neill. Sorry, it's Talach. So Scotland under a bit of pressure as South Africa employ a bit of a high press. McDove and Talach were under a bit of pressure early on there, but they showed good composure. So South Africa win the ball and infringe with the tackle. Ball played out wide to McClymont. Unfortunately, she deludes her, but she's had a really good game. Every time she's got the ball out left, she's found her high-line players with some telling passes today. So, ball played into the midfield. Eustace. Riddle loses it in the midfield. Ball played through now for O'Neill Fawcett. And at the ball pass, he's just a little strong. So there, game's on live again. McCain plays it early. It's smashed down the line, picked up by Scotland. Counter-attack is on again. Number 47, Beattie on the ball. She plays it to her captain, Ali Ramsey. Ali Ramsey on the 45. It's a good little ball into Darling, and oh, it almost goes through to McClymont. He's made a great run from outside left. Outside left midfielder all the way around to the baseline, and if that had gone through, she would have been away with just a keeper to beat, or in a very good position on the byline to cross it. The hit comes in, the interception happens. It's Darling. Darling plays it for the far post, finds the foot and wins the corner. So the Scottish chat about options that they've got at the top of the area. I see McClymont's gone to the right, so the little zigzag could be on. You've got Lindsay at the top, and you've got Beattie to the left. So the injection's going to come in from Darling. Stop by Ramsey. And the strike comes in from Lindsay. It's well defended by South Africa. And now there's another touch. It's Lindsay, I'm sorry, it's Ramsey who tries to get the reverse stick in. Umpire said that was illegally done. Scotland retrieve again. O'Neill Fawcett on the ball. Ramsey. McClymont. Played in to Darling. He just overruns it. So South Africa with the ball, right-hand side defensive channel. Barnard is tackled. Darling plays it in, not off a foot. Barnard comes back nicely to get a stick in there. Deploy hits the ball up. Golach, who plays it into Eustace, And they win possession. Now it's played into the midfield. And up ahead, Golach trying to win ball. She does. She wins ball for South Africa. Goes on in the inside. She's got players to the left. She should pass it. She's playing with one hand, so she moves it to the left-hand side. To Steyn, trying to find Steyn on the left-hand side there. So nothing comes of that attack as Golach went on the inside. She had support from Steyn left. Counter-attack from Scotland is good. Beats one play, beat two, down to the baseline. The cross comes in. Claymont now on the ball. South Africa working back in numbers. Under pressure. Ball gets fired in. McCain deals with it well. Ball comes off the body, but umpire says fine. Played into the area. Touch and goal for Darling on the far post. I thought the ball had come off the body of number 47, Beattie, before it was transferred across the area, but umpire seemed to be happy with that. And Darling gets a well-deserved goal. She's been instrumental in many of the moves and up front. So a field goal, open play from Darling. It's number 4 for Scotland. And a well-deserved 4 goals for Scotland. It could have been more. Rocky Jacobs has kept them at bay for much of this game. 4 or 5 good saves from her today. Back to the goal scorer, Darling, who turns. Just under 11 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Deploy looking for options. Ramsey intercepts. Plays out wide, can't find her wide line players. Better play from South Africa as they win ball, look to connect through the midfield. Deploy will carry it up. Martin wins ball, plays it back to New. New plays to Ramsey. Ramsey, good little neat turn. Can't find support, but she has some space and support on the outside, and unfortunately Williamson can't get to that ball. Comes off the body of Williamson now. Steyn plays it short. So Eustace coming more into the game in the midfield for South Africa now. You're looking to combine with Deploy. Deploy's just going to have a rest now. So Eustace wins ball for South Africa. Now driving into the circle. She will look to fire one in and gets the foot and wins a short corner for South Africa. So good play from South Africa, winning the ball, driving into the circle and getting the short corner. So it's going to be McCain at the top of the D, with Marinda Miles stopping. So Kane takes it herself. Ball does travel outside the area. The hit comes in from Riddle. Ramsey mops up down the line to Darling. Darling will turn. She plays long. South Africa will just let that go over the baseline as Darling was looking for Martin up high. So McCain will restart for South Africa. Played into space. Won by McNabb. Again, Scottish players coming back from deep to support. O'Neill Fawcett moving into space nicely to support. Ball played short to Lindsay. Lindsay just looking for support, looking to connect. Rigg putting pressure on her, and the long corner is one for Scotland. So Ramsey runs into the D, forces it on the foot of McCain, and another short corner for Scotland. So the injection comes in. Ramsey, shot. And that ball was too high and dangerous, so 16-yard hit to South Africa. McCain gets it out wide to Steyn. Steyn gets a touch on the stick. Bobbles forward, Ramsey. Good skill from Ramsey. Beats Golach, and Golach might get a card. 2 minutes for deliberately infringing in the midfield. Ramsey with plenty of space to move into down the middle of the field. Might take it herself. She decides to go wide. Ball is kept in play. So McNabb now on the ball into Ramsey. Ramsey self-pass. Duncan to Ramsey. Ramsey again, neat little reverse stick pop. And a 16-yard hit. Ramsey saying, well, how about a long corner for my hard work? Umpire disagrees. Scotland run back. Scotland effectively only playing with a back three, and at times with a back two, as they feel they can just push players up high. South Africa just not able to get themselves out of defence, so quite rightly so, play with that back two and flood numbers into the midfield. So, ball is transferred through Ramsey, who finds Mandy New, and Mandy New will exploit the space on the outside. Steyn trying to go put pressure. Ball gets played down the line beautifully, and they'll look to hit the byline. Just can't make the connection in those areas, but lots of pressure around South African players. So Scotland rebuild. So we're coming up for the final 3 minutes of this game. Scotland comfortably 4-0 up. Goals by Lynn Harkins, Angie Beattie, Mo O'Neill Fawcett, and South Africa just win the ball there through Steyn, who tries to look up high. to Golach, who goes through again. The one-handed Golach, who goes just to keep it a beat, pops it over. Oh, and she nearly just pops it over the keeper. So Sue Cleaver, she comes out well and just narrows the angle for Golach. So the first goal was scored by Angie Beattie, who found herself at the top of the D and rammed it home. Second goal was Mo O'Neill Fawcett from open play as well. And then, of course, we had a penalty corner variation from Lynn Harkins. So South Africa trying to work their way back up the field. One and a half minutes left. Smash comes in from Pat Lindsay. Seems to be on the up, so South Africa have the ball. So we enter the final minute here. South Africa comprehensively beaten by a Scottish side that had all the pace and all the awareness. And they were able to congest and starve South Africa of ball throughout this game. Now comes the captain, Ramsey. Goal was also scored by Nikki Darling, who has really been good for them up front as well. So Ramsey and Darling were the players that really were instrumental in setting up goals and connecting well. But this has been a very, very good performance by Scotland. They've shown very good composure. The shot's going to come in here. And another save from Rocky Jacobs. And there's the final whistle. Scotland win this encounter versus South Africa's Spirit of Masters side, 4-0.
That waiting for the gun, the nerves are just too much, thinking about what is about to go down.
There goes the horn to start the race.
No, I think it's really amazing. And now the whole setup and people are dressed up.
We're giving something, I think, to the people is just fantastic.
The support on the side of the road is second to none, and that gives you the extra oomph.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. The scenery is beyond what I could imagine. I seriously enjoyed it. I met so many wonderful people on the way.
Really enjoying Cape Town. People seem to really appreciate artwork here, which is really nice.
Come and visit Cape Town. We are waiting for you with open arms. We welcome you here. This will remain a city of hope and opportunity for everyone, not just in Cape Town, but around the country and the world.
And he takes the tape.
Cape Town is open, safe and ready to host you.